to the cloud. That's exciting. So welcome, guys. This is Thursday. We are just, literally 3 days away from Founders Week. This is exciting time. So today the theme is going to be on how to have a massive week next week. And really, it's going to be focusing on 3 different areas. Just getting yourself mentally prepared, okay, physically prepared, and emotionally prepared. So we're going to talk a little bit about each one of those parts and just how to get your brain and your mind right for next week, so we can all have a record-breaking week. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. So the first part we're going to talk about is just how to get yourself mentally prepared for next week. Okay, so the first thing, action item number 1, and I would probably take notes, guys. First thing would be listen to Sharpening the Saw episode number 6. That is called How to Have the Best Week of Your Career by Justin Ellingson. Please do yourself a favor. It is mandatory. I actually was field training Chelsea yesterday, and we had it going on all day. So every time we were getting out of a business, getting back in the car, it was going on. By the end of the day, we had probably listened to it 1.5 times, and I've listened to it 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and I will probably listen to it every single day. It just gets you in the zone. This is the time to listen to it. If you never listen to it, it is awesome, right? So Sharpening the Saw episode number 6. Another thing, mentally preparing yourself for next week, know exactly where you are starting Monday morning. So right whenever the 8 a.m. Monday morning meeting call ends, be prepared to be at that business. If you're on the Zoom call or if you're in the office, know where you're starting. You don't have to know the first 100 places you're going to go to. I never do, but at least know the first 3. Try and at least know the first 5 stops. Even if you don't have appointments for them, it doesn't matter. Just have those places written down, and the people that work there that you kind of already know on your pre-approach pad, go ahead and have those places as if you have appointments already. That is crucial to know where you're starting the second the meeting ends on Monday, okay? Another action item, charge your battery this weekend. So what I mean by that, everybody charges our mental battery in a different way. Some people, they like their alone time. Some people, it's just getting lots of sleep. Some people, it's getting out in the woods, going on a couple hikes, with their dogs or with their family. Some people, it's getting in the gym, running, right? Some people, it's just, spending lots of good time with their quality time with their family or their significant other, having a date night, whatever it is. Make sure that you charge your battery. I know some people really love reading books. This is a great time to really read a lot of books this weekend and just charge your battery, guys, because you are going to work and be more mentally engaged any week than you probably ever have in the history of your entire career, or probably even in the history of your entire work life ever to this point. So make sure that your battery's charged. Having a smooth, being rested is crucial to showing up Monday morning meetings sharp and ready to get after it. Okay. Sunday night, this is another middle thing, turning off social media apps. Okay. I'm not saying deleting your entire account, but turning off. Guys, I will be doing so. Everything I'm kind of going over with you guys, I know I personally will be doing this as well. So I'm not just going to tell you guys to do stuff and not do it. Turning off Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, Twitter, just, taking them off your phone for a week. It's good. Getting away from all the craziness out there, the election going on. It's good to not be bogged down with that stuff and just be focused on the job, right? And really just visualizing a massive week for yourself. Go ahead and just kind of know what you would feel good about. We're not asking you guys to break, the company record next week, but we're asking you to have your best week, to really visualizing what a good week for yourself would be, and just seeing yourself like kind of bringing it to action, right? Visualizing yourself protecting multiple families every single day next week, right? Visualizing yourself being in front of a business owner before 8 a.m. and visualizing walking out of the house at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, be leaving a late night appointment that you have at 10:30 at night. How awesome is that going to feel driving home after a hard day's work, right? So just kind of visualizing everything for next week. Also write down, who are you working for next week? It could be anybody. Who are you working for next week? And why are you working for them, right? Why are you working for them? I already know who I'm working for. I'll share that with you in a second. One last question is, what are you going to do for them? So guys, next week, I'm personally working for Howard Lewis, the founder of this company. I have, Howard is a great guy, and he is, it's really easy for me just to dedicate 1 week to that guy, CEO, the founder of our company, putting the team on his back, having the first sale at 9 o'clock at night, living in a house with no heat in Cleveland, just watching the story, watch those videos that the company sent out last week. It'll give you chills. I'm willing to dedicate, I'm pretty much visualizing next week as if this was 31 years ago and I was starting Family Heritage from scratch, right? That is my mindset for next week, as if I'm starting up my own company and I have to do everything what is starting up a new company does, 100% ownership. So just visualize who are you working for next week? Why are you working for them? And what are you going to do for them next week, right? And also be mentally prepared to break one of your own personal records, okay? So for my agency, on Monday we said, know the most hours you've ever worked in a week this year, know the most demos you've ever given out for a week this year, and know the most premium you've ever written in a week this year. So your best week in 2020 in hours, demos, and premium, have a personal best with one of those three. Honestly, try to go for the trifecta. Try and get all three, but hours is the easiest because that's controllable. That's 100% up to you. You can make yourself, if your best week was 61 hours, all you have to do is just go work 62 hours, right? That's it. And you have your best week in something, right? Or if your best week is in demos, just making sure that you're showing the product more and not telling people about it. Premium, obviously that's not as controllable, but if you do have the most hours in demos, you probably will have your best week or right close to it. Okay. Another thing, organize your referrals before Monday. So all the referrals that you gather so far, make sure that those are actually put into your sales rabbit. Okay. Organize those names. Okay. And plot out your referrals, the businesses that you've been referred to, the individuals, and just plot out the most effective way to see those people. A great time to see individual referrals is at nighttime. Okay, either going to their house or calling them, but having a set time to do that during next week. Okay, and also preparing yourself for Monday and Tuesday. So guys, I'm going to tell you guys the best way to have the best train more in this business is on Mondays and Tuesdays to have the absolute most activity that you have probably ever put forth, with going out, approaching businesses, shaking lots of hands. Obviously, you don't have to shake people's hands, but little air bumps if you want to. But just getting in front of as many prospects on Monday and Tuesday, it's all about the high activity. I'm talking about 12, 13, 14-hour days on Monday and Tuesday. It is crucial. It really doesn't matter on how much you sell on Monday and Tuesday because it all plays out in the end. The people that put in the most effort, the most activities on Monday and Tuesday, they just keep up the momentum. They always have a good week on a train more, right? So we say don't put pressure on yourself, just put pressure on the system. Okay. So that is how to mentally get yourself prepared for next week. So let's go to the next part, is how to physically prepare yourself for next week. So this is actually pretty important, guys. This is, physically, we don't really talk probably about this enough in our meetings, but there's a part of this career that it's good to be healthy. So I will say this, step number one to physically prepare yourself, meal prep for next week. Hey, if you're, somebody needs to be muted.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who it is.
Yeah, sure, click on it.
I'm going to mute this person. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go back to my notes. So first thing, meal prepping for next week. Okay, so for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just know what you're going to be eating this weekend, guys. Go ahead, and I already know what I'm eating every single day for breakfast. I eat the same breakfast every day regardless. But for next week, I will not be stopping at fast food. Do not eat fast food one time next week, right? Eat light during the day. Lots of small things. I have an apple. I'm going to bring my little Globe Life cooler that I have, put it in the back of my car, because I don't do this every single day, but I'm definitely doing it next week. I'm going to have, ice box in there. I'm going to have lots and lots and lots of water. I'm going to have a good amount of coffee. I'm going to have lots of nuts to eat, protein bars, those little Cliff protein bars. Actually, I've already bought in a couple boxes already. Some crackers, small stuff. Things just give me. I probably will also pack a little, just a little sandwich as well, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, just making sure that you have those things packed and ready each and every single day. And if you want to, meal prep your dinner at night. Go ahead and make on Sunday your dinner. So when you get home at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, you don't have to spend, 20, 30 minutes making dinner. Just have it already made. Or, prep your significant other to go ahead and have that made for you, whichever one. Just you want to make sure that all these little small things is already done ahead of time. This is also another physical thing. Clean your car this weekend, guys. Our car is our office. It is crucial to have a clean car starting a big week off. It's not, whenever I start a week and my car is dirty, it just makes me feel weird. It just kind of is like run over effect from the previous week. Our car is our office. We need to have a fresh office. Take your car to Autobell, vacuum it, whatever you got to do. Organize your business cards. That is huge. This is the Super Bowl of our company coming up. So making sure that our stadium is nice and clean and tight is a huge. And also fill your gas tank up Sunday night. Make sure that you start Monday with a full tank of gas. You don't have to do that at any point on Monday. And also, this may be good for some people. Just work out this weekend. It clears your head. Go run a couple miles, go take a hike, walk your dogs, go to a park, just get outside, get healthy, and it just mentally engages. For me, that's one thing that really just gets me going is just working out, especially on the weekend. It just clears my head and it just lowers my stress level, right? Making sure that all your supplies, your sales supplies are in good order, have all your brochures ready, have your iPad sales book. If it's kind of untidy, making sure that you clean it out. I see some agents and they have a very untidy sales book. They have a lot of extra fluff in there. Clean it out, making sure that everything is nice, neat, clean. Making sure your iPad's fully organized, get all the new claims, testimonials updated. All your names is right there, sharp, ready to be given out. Testimonials. If you need to print stuff off to hand to Mrs. Jones, or get some referral sheets lined up, get all that stuff done today and over the weekend. Okay. That is huge. Also, physically getting prepared, dress sharp next week, guys. We need to look the part, making sure that we're well trimmed, clean cut, get a haircut, whatever it is, just making sure that we have our very best A game going into next week, right? Be well trimmed. That is huge. I'm going to make sure I, shave every single morning whenever I wake up. That is huge. I'm going to dress to impress. I'm not going to be wearing a suit every single day, but I will be looking sharp. So I've already kind of talked about social media. So I kind of put that twice in my notes, but yeah, just making sure that you have social. That's honestly probably, it could be the most important part of this entire meeting is deleting your social media and getting away from that extra phone time in between businesses. So that's worth saying twice is turning off your social media for the week. So the last thing, guys, is how to emotionally prepare yourself for a big week next week. So guys, we are not doing a train more. We're doing a home more, right? We are not traveling, 5 or 6 hours away to go stay at a hotel. We're working from home. So this is huge. So if you're doing a home more, make sure that your entire family knows that you'll be working overtime next week. Make sure that your kids know, your spouse, whoever, everybody knows. Your friends know. They're not going to be asking you to hang out, during midweek, go to a sports bar or whatever. Making sure that everybody knows that you're working 60 to 70 hours next week, no less. But you'll be leaving the house sometimes before, guys. I already have 2 presentations booked for 5:30 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, right? I've already let Sarah know about that. I told her there's no way I'm going to be home before 9 o'clock every single night, even Friday night, and I'll be working on Saturday. Making sure that your family knows that you're working next Saturday, guys. Everybody's working on Saturday. That's just we don't ask you to work every Saturday, but that is kind of like a mandatory thing. Knowing that, don't tell your spouse next Wednesday or Thursday, oh yeah, by the way, honey, I'm working on Saturday, and they already think that you're going to be hanging out with them. Just tell them right now that you're working 6 days next week, okay, all day long. So it's almost like emotionally preparing yourself for boot camp. This is everybody knows boot camp is hard. So just kind of emotionally telling yourself next week is going to be hard as well. So just mentally preparing yourself for that is huge, okay? Setting up appointments as early as possible and as late as possible during the week. Guys, if you have an appointment at 7 a.m., in your territory and then another appointment at 9 p.m., that is awesome, because that means that you're going to be out in the field by 7 a.m. and be out there till at least 9 p.m. So make sure you set appointments as early as possible and as late as possible, because you're going to fill in the gaps. You're going to be out there, networking, marketing the products all day long during that time anyways. So just make sure yourself gets out there as early and as late as possible. Never go back to your home during the day. That is one crucial thing. I know most people don't do that anyways, but we call it don't go back to the HQ. Never go back home during the day. Okay, always stay out there 100%. I know some people, will be working an hour from where they live anyways, but some people work a little bit closer. Just never go back home during the day. Don't go take your lunch break back at the house. If you do that right now, don't do it, right? That's like we said, pack your lunch. And guys, do your self-talk right now. So I know not everybody does a self-talk all the time, but it's important. Do your self-talk, guys. To have big weeks, we need to tell ourselves, how confident we are. Say it out loud. Speak it into existence. Tell ourselves, I'm the best approacher this company has ever seen. Who on earth want to buy from me? I'm going to make this next person laugh. I'm going to make this next person smile. Who would not want to spend 5 minutes hanging out with me? Everybody's getting it. Everybody's getting themselves protected. Now is the time to buy it, right? Just constantly be giving yourself words of affirmation and pumping yourself up. Say it over and over and over again, and do it like right now. Do it today on Thursday, do it on Friday. And I promise you, all that momentum will carry on. Self-talk is huge for this business. And also just knowing that next week, you will be doing the best. You will be at the absolute best version of yourself you've ever been all week next week. You will not be taking any breaks. You'll be the best possible version, the best first impression, the biggest smile, most enthusiasm you've ever given ever next week. So also how to emotionally prepare yourself for next week. If you don't have a fast start to the week, don't beat yourself up. It doesn't matter. Like we've said over and over again, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 slow days during a week will never break your week, but one good day can make your week. So if you have a slow start, it doesn't matter. Don't put pressure on yourself, put pressure on the system. Have the mentality that you're going to leave it all on the field. Have no regrets. Leave it all out there. This is the fourth quarter, guys, of 2020. So this is make it or break it, knowing that this week you can alter your entire perception on 2020. If you have a really good week this week, you can make like a slow year turn into a good year just like that. You can make a good year into a great year just like that. You can make a terrible year into at least a pretty good year, or at least a decent year, in just one good week. It can change not just your entire week outlook or your month, but your entire year can change off one good week here. Okay. Make sure that you finish the week next week strong. If you have a very fast start to the week, if you hit your eagle by Wednesday or by Thursday, do not coast. There will be people on this call that will have eagled by Wednesday night, maybe even Tuesday night, maybe even Monday, you never know. But if you have a big week, the first half of the week, that's great. Reset your week on Thursday, reset it, start again from zero. Make sure that you finish strong. Like I said, we aren't asking you guys to go out there and sell 30,000 in premium. Now, some people will, but just make sure that you win the week. Make sure that whatever is good for you, that you hit your goal and do everything possible to hit your goal. Okay, it's fun to win. It's really fun to win. You guys, we are Legacy, some extra motivation. We're in the Legacy division, which is by far the most prestigious group of agents in the entire company of Family Heritage, Global Life Family Heritage Division. So just be proud. Like we are the pace car of the company. Everybody looks up to the Legacy division. So just be proud. We are in the most, literally the best group in the entire company. We have the best training. We have the sharpest individuals. So just be proud of the group that we kind of make up, So some extra motivation for you guys. Make sure that you, one extra sharpening the saw episode that's really good is episode number 10. It's the one with Howard Lewis. So if you haven't heard it already, listen to it. Episode number 10, Howard talks about just the history, bringing Family Heritage. He even talks about the company that he worked with before he even started with Family Heritage. It is really, really good. And he talks about just the people that do well in this kind of business and kind of how he's kind of bent over backwards to kind of go the extra mile to make sure that this company was successful. It is awesome. So I listened to that about a week ago, and it is great. So make sure that you if you have time, listen to episode number 10 in addition to episode number 6 on sharpening the saw. So last thing, guys, let's go make an impact next week. One of the best parts about our company, guys, is not only can you make a great income, but you can make a huge impact. You can have both here. There's a lot of careers that you can make a big impact on people, but some of those careers, they don't pay very well, right? And there's some companies that you can make a good amount of money, but you don't have the impact that we have doing our job on a daily basis. But guys, with us, it's not mutually exclusive. You can have both. You can make an impact and make a great income. So be focused on service next week, guys. If 33% of all Americans will get cancer, if we as our collective 2 agencies, Schneider and Davenport agencies, if we have 200 customers next week, 200 customers, that's I know that our goal is to have at least 100 customers for 100,000 in premium. I know Van's goal is probably the same. So 33% of 200, that's 66. That's 66 families that we're going to protect next week, that with just our cancer policy, that they will probably be using that at some point in their life, right? It may be 1 year from now, it may be 15 years from now. We don't know. But guys, we are a very service-minded business. We help people. We make a huge difference. It's interesting because I was preparing for this call last night, and I got some news from a customer from Fair Bluff, North Carolina, the very first territory in Columbus County. I was actually cold calling door to door then. I wasn't even going B2B. One of my very first customers told me some bad news last night, so we're going to help her out. So this is a great example, guys. And this was like, 7 years ago, right? 7 years ago. I remember walking up to her doorstep, in a cold day 7 years back. So guys, you never know when you're going to help somebody, but you really will. There's going to be people that you see this week on Founders Week that will be calling you up 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now that will be needing our products. So that's honestly the most important part of this upcoming week, guys. We're going to help out more families than we ever have. It really is impactful down the road. We love our customers, and guys, also our customers love us. That's the thing that it's interesting, because this lady remembers me. She remembers exactly what car I drove. She asked me, are you still living in Raleigh? I told her, I live in Charlotte now. Like, she remembers me pretty well, and we talked, 5 or 10 minutes just about something totally not even associated with work whatsoever. So guys, you make an impact on people. Like us and our energy, our enthusiasm, like you can change these people's like outlook on life. Like people love positivity, right? Especially right now with this crazy year, because we make people positive. Like we go and bring the atmosphere into somebody. They obviously buy insurance from us, but guys, when you leave, obviously we love them because, we're doing business with them, but guys, they love us too, right? We make a huge, we're a bright spot on people's day whenever they meet us. So make sure, guys, next week, we're going to bring our A game. Let's get on the 8 ball today. If you don't have a lot of things going next week, it doesn't matter. I know there's a bunch of new agents, guys. It's funny. My very first week, my 7-year anniversary comes up next week. And my first week ever was actually on Founders Week. And it was awesome. So you don't have to have a bunch of appointments or a bunch of stuff to have a good week. It always helps, but it's not mandatory. So let's just go out there and be prepared, guys. It starts today. Get emotionally, mentally, and physically prepared for next week. I appreciate you guys being on, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for another Zoom call. Alrighty, guys. Have a good Thursday.